Hey guys, it's Steve back with another Barbecue Bros video. Today I'm going to show you how to smoke a brisket on the Grill Dome Kamado. So let's get started. So let's go ahead and get started. What I've got here is an 8-pound brisket. This is just the flat. This is not the whole packer brisket. That is definitely something I'd like to do in an upcoming video, but for today's video we're just going to be doing a nice flat here. What I've done is I've trimmed a lot of the hard fat off and I've left about 1/8 of an inch. What I like to do is leave a little bit of fat, and I cook fat cap down just so it kind of acts as a heat barrier between the fire beneath and then the meat below. So there's a lot of debate on that. People cook fat cap up or down for various reasons. I've had a lot of success with on any vertical smoker for cooking with fat side down. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to score some of this fat just a little bit here, so the rub I'm about to put on can penetrate a little bit better. And this little bit of fat that I'm leaving on, this is once this cooks and breaks down, it's not going to be an issue serving this to our guests. There'll just be a little bit of fat on it. Some people will eat it, some people will cut it off, so it's not a big deal. But when you have like the half-inch layer of hard fat on these, that's the type of stuff I like to remove, because nobody wants that on their brisket when it's eating time. So I just got this scored a little bit like this. That's good enough. What I'm going to do now is just take some olive oil and lightly kind of cover this. This is just going to give the rub something to stick to. You can use yellow mustard if you like. I've seen it done both ways. And we'll put a little on top here. Get that nice and smooth. Alright, so we've got both sides covered well now. What I'm going to be doing today, you guys know that I'm a Simply Marvelous freak. I absolutely love their rubs. I use them probably every other cook. And what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to put a little light base coat down of the Season All. It's just a great kind of general purpose rub. It goes good on almost anything edible. But on large cuts of meat, I feel it comes out really good if you kind of use it as a base and then put a different flavor on top. So we're going to be doing a little base with this and then putting the cherry, which is my favorite rub on beef that Simply Marvelous offers, especially on brisket. So we're just going to go ahead and do a light coat of the Season All. Alright, and we'll rub this in a little bit. And now we're going to switch over to the cherry and give both sides a nice liberal dose of the cherry. Alright, we'll just rub this in. We've got both sides now. Alright, that looks beautiful. So I'm going to let this sit for about an hour, get up to room temp, and I'm going to go ahead and go outside and let's go get the Kamado ready. Okay, so I've got some lump charcoal. I've got a full firebox load of Royal Oak natural lump. So I'm going to go ahead and get the little Weber starter cube lit. And I'm also going to throw some chunks of peach wood down here. I've really been enjoying this peach wood. I've used on the last like 4 or 5 cooks now. So just throw those in there like that. And what I'm going to do now is toss in the indirect rack. And I've got a ceramic pizza stone I'm going to be using for the heat diverter there. And then I'm going to put an aluminum pan on top of that just to act as a drip pan. And then instead of putting the main rack down, what I'm going to do is just use my extender rack like this, and I'll be putting the brisket right here. I wanted to keep it elevated as far away from the fire as possible. And then while we're getting the getting this thing up to temp, I'm just going to put the Barbecue Guru probe right here in the middle. We're going to move it in just a little bit. Oops. Slide that back through there. Go ahead and get the lid shut. And I've got the top vent on the Kamado. We want this top vent wide open, like that. And then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna be cooking at 325. Hopefully you can see this at 325. So there we go. So I've got the DigiQ dialed in at 325, and we'll let this get up to temp and be back soon. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and get this on real quick. Sorry about the background noise. Somebody's doing yard work next door, so I'll try to make this quick. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get our brisket on the top here. Oh, that looks amazing. And like I said, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my temperature probe, it's kind of right here in the thick part of the meat, right about in the middle. I want it just right in the middle. And then I'm going to take the this little clip that comes with the DigiQ for the pit probe. I'm going to put that on here, and I'm going to clip this right here on the food probe, because what I want is a measurement of the temp right here at the brisket level, not further down. So this was a trick a buddy of mine recommended, just to have a more consistent reading on the DigiQ. So we're going to get this closed and we'll check back soon. Hey guys, it has been 3 hours, and I just want to show you real quick that we're already at 168 on the internal temp. And so I typically pull briskets around like 195, 200. So cooking it at this hotter 325 temp, what it's doing is it's just helping it get through like this normal stall period where it hits like between like 150, 160. When you're cooking low and slow like 225, even 250, they typically stall around here, and a lot of guys foil them. But it's actually kind of getting through this phase pretty quick because of the higher temp. So I'm not even going to open the lid. I'm just going to keep the lid shut, and we'll keep checking on it and be back soon. Alright guys, it has been 5.5 hours exactly. The DigiQ is telling us we're at 195, so this is going to be the first time opening the lid on this entire cook. And that looks awesome. Super nice bark. So I'm just going to take a few other measurements with my Maverick temperature controller here. Sorry, my digital thermometer. So we're at 195 right there. Let's check a couple other spots. Yeah, we're like 210 there on that smaller side. 198 over here. This thing is done. 205, so dead on it. So what we're going to do is take that off and get that guy out of there. Alright, so I just pulled it off the Kamado, and I've got 2 layers of heavy-duty aluminum foil. I'm going to go ahead and get this guy wrapped. 2 layers on the bottom, and then I'll do 1 on top. Alright, so there we go. And this is going to go into a dry cooler now for about a couple hours, 2.5 hours is when we're going to be eating. So I'll pick back up when I slice into this thing. Alright, here we go. So let's go ahead and cut into this. And we'll go ahead and take a look at it here. It looks nice and tender. See how easy that's just pulling apart? Super tender. Nice bark. Go ahead and try this real quick. That's really good. Man, that came out nice and tender. And again, I didn't even foil it this cook. I just wanted to see how tender it would come out just cooking it on the grill dome the entire time. So that's it. So super straightforward cook, and I think it was successful. So thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you again soon.